What I thought I'd do is I'd put in a washroom and an exercise room. It was supposed to entail about a 10-day job. 5 weeks later, it's a mess. Washroom's a little low, much lower than what I anticipated.
The bathroom's in the wrong spot.
The original price was $35,000 to $4,000.
There's no way it can be done for that money.
They feel they're 95% done of the job.
Wake up and smell the coffee. These people are not pros.
They informed the city that I didn't have a permit.
The contractor himself calls the government.
Unbelievable.
Mike Holmes.
Look at this.
Is that garbage or what?
Look, you buggers, they haven't vented anything.
This is ridiculous.
Everything is wrong.
I've decided now to take it all down.
Mike Holmes, I love you.
Me too.
You want a good job to keep me in shape? Be a contractor.
Unacceptable.
God, I love my job.
So I've lived in the house now for about 10 years. And every year I try to do one renovation. You know, one year it was windows, roof, hardwood floors, whatever. This year my son is finishing university, so I thought, okay, I'm going to put him in a washroom downstairs, and we both like to exercise, so I thought we'll have a separate exercise room. And that's how the whole project started. I went through a recommendation of a friend of mine. Her son recommended two friends of his. And I met them, and they seemed like nice guys. They seemed very honest. One said he was an electrician. One said he was a contractor for over 10 years. I trusted what they said. We signed a contract. 2 days later, they started the job.
Well, anytime, a contractor can start within a couple of days, he's not a pro. Pros are busy.
Good morning, Barb. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm really good now. It's a nice day.
It took them 2 days to move the materials into the house. Right away, I went, why is it taking you 2 days? That really gave me an indication that what have I got myself into? But how do you turn back? You've hired them, you signed a contract. They keep telling you that they know what they're doing.
Well, here we go.
So as you can see, the washroom's a little low, much lower than what I anticipated.
You have nice high ceilings. We're looking at about 8-foot ceilings. They're right under the ductwork. Why did they choose this location?
They said do it around the drain. So
Well, you're not supposed to tie into that drain. That's the weeping drain. That is not the sewage drain. They are two separate lines. Brand new door, pre-hung, easy to install. They blew that. You have the toilet right in the middle, and you've got to walk around the toilet to get into the shower stall. That's not going to work. Because your door...
You wouldn't be able to
Yeah, your
get
door...
the shower door.
That's right. Your door's going to swing
That's
right to left. I just don't like how tight this toilet is to the shower stall. Look where he's got your nipple here for the shower head, so your ring around that excussion ring is going to touch the ceiling. Does the glass even fit here?
No, it doesn't. I tried it, and the glass doesn't fit. Because they raised it up so high, it comes right off.
Oh my God. So they didn't even bother finishing the drywall, priming it, and then putting it up. You can see that the glue didn't even bond to this whatsoever. Why? I'm going to show you. It's dirty. It's dirty. Glue does not stick to dirt. Look at these tiles. Is that garbage or what?
I know.
That grout is not going to come off. Now we've got to use a special acid to get that off. I don't even like it. You can see from the outside that they actually brought up the level of the floor to level the floor, but they did not level the floor because it's running drastically down. I don't like the electrical. You see the plastic in here? By code, you're only supposed to have a 1/4 inch of that plastic in the box. I see improper grounding. Way too much movement in the ceiling here. This is not going to work. Look at... Oh, it just came on.
I know. I was under the impression they weren't showing up for work till about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning.
She knew they were showing up late, so she thought she'd play a trick on them, and one day she locked the door, knowing that they'd phone when they got there. Well, they phoned at 11:45 that day. And she says, well, why are you starting late?
Their excuses were hilarious, and I can't believe them. Oh, my wife drank a half bottle of wine last night. She had an allergic reaction to it. She's really sick. One of their friends had committed suicide. He had cancer, and he had to have an emergency chemo treatment. Well, I'm a nurse, and I know you don't have emergency chemo treatments. They now had another friend that committed suicide.
Stories, excuses. This is what leads into showing you you're dealing with the wrong contractor. If the contractor's a pro, there's never an excuse, there's never a problem. It's every day, and the job is done on time.
It was supposed to entail about a 10-day job, and 5 weeks later, it's a mess.
Well, we have a lot of nice room here. What's the idea of this room?
This room was supposed to be an exercise room. So
You look like you got the arms. You work out?
Oh, it's dry, yeah?
You got pipes there, I tell you. What were they gonna do with the outside wall?
Originally, this was supposed to be finished off with drywall, and then I said, listen, just forget it, just strip the wall down and paint it. I can live with that, because it kept escalating. Like, this project escalated every time
What
I
was your
came around.
original price?
The original price was $35,000 to $4,000, but then we ran into problems with the plumbing, so I had to pay an additional $2,000 for the plumbing. So I paid them cash for
There was
the
no
plumbing.
way you can do a bathroom in a room for
Oh, I know that now.
$4,000.
That's ridiculous. You couldn't do this job. This is a bathroom with a weight room. We're talking $18,000 here. No education, letting Barb know there's no way it can be done for that money.
I'll bet you they have no insulation up in the ceiling there, but I will bet you. I'll put my money on it. Just close this in, okay? And what they've done, cold's going to emit through the wall and make that a very cold zone upstairs. What's all the wood here?
Originally, when they put in the ceiling, they used this 1/4-inch board
On the ceiling?
on the ceiling. So when I came home, it was going like this. It was just dipping, 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 and I said, it's unacceptable.
A finished cheap board is all it is. This is really for facing, but they screwed it up. Like, how do they plan to finish on the
They were
edges?
gonna put the little white plastic caps in. That's what
No.
they were gonna do. So I had them rip it down. They put in this drywall ceiling.
Barb's saying, you're taking too long. I need this done. My son's coming home. It's supposed to be finished.
I was becoming very, very frustrated with them. On the Tuesday, they said they were going to have the job completed by the Friday night at 5 o'clock. So I had them sign a new little contract saying they'd be complete on Friday at 5.
Friday afternoon, they call her on the phone and say, well, we're 95% done. We need about an hour left just to finish the place. Can I get my check now? Not a chance in hell are they going to finish in an hour.
So I come home at 5 o'clock. I go down to the basement and I see what I see. And I just went, oh my God, this is awful.
They used metal studding everywhere, didn't they? All right, let's take a look at that.
I'm just against metal studs in a basement. They were designed for commercial, and now they're allowed to come into residential. There's no code that says you can't use them, but think about it. In the basement, we always have a wet zone. If there's ever a problem with water, what happens to the metal studs? They rust. They emit hot and cold. So if it's cold, it runs through the stud.
Oh, put the Romex right through the metal studding? That's not the way I want to see it. If they're going to use Romex, they have to protect it. In this case, it's a very sharp edge and is not a wise move whatsoever.
They feel they're 95% done of the job and that they should be fully compensated.
Did you get any permits on this job?
I didn't realize you needed a permit because I thought if you weren't doing anything structural, you didn't have to have a permit. But as I found out, you do. These two gentlemen informed the city that I didn't have a permit.
You're kidding me.
No.
Oh my God.
The contractor comes in, screws up, screws her, takes her money, phones the government, gets her in trouble, and he gets away with it.
Let me go get some tools. Let me go get a permit. We're going to come back here and we're going to rip this apart. Then I'll bring you back.
Thank you. I'll be
We'll set
happy.
up your gym for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, really? Good.
Excellent. One sign of bad wiring will tell me everything is wrong. Does that look safe to anybody? They're right under the ductwork. Why did they choose this location?
They said do it around the drain. So
Well, you're not supposed to tie into that drain.
The bathroom's in the wrong spot.
Oh, you haven't been here yet, have you, Sean?
No, I haven't. You got a new surprise for me?
Well, it's,
This is part
What do you
of the
think?
problem here?
you know what? No matter how we look at it, it's all wrong. I've seen worse, but this is just not going to work, so let's take it down.
Not proper.
Let's start on the inner side, and then we'll work our way into the bathroom.
Well, do you want to take down all his work?
What do I normally say?
I don't like it. It's all coming down.
All right, then. All right. So the idea she wanted here was a gym room, so we'll just make the room go along this way. We'll just change the angle of the room. We'll give her a gym room. We're going to really funk this out for
Gym
her.
room, washroom.
Right. We'll remove the plates and start pulling drywall as neat as we can in big pieces, just so we don't,
Yeah.
raise a dust storm. We'll take our time.
Okay.
I would rather not always take everything down. I would like to work with anything that works for me, but in this case, again, nothing works for me. Corner bead will finish your outside corners. If they have a crimper system that when they put up the corner bead, they hit the crimper and it crimps the metal to the corners. So what they're supposed to do is after the fact, go back and drop some screws in it. What happens in a lot of new homes today is they did not add the screws, so every time you hit the corner, it just takes out the corner bead. In this case, we do have some screws, unfortunately, not enough.
Nice.
This is gonna be an easy day. Look at this. The wire's on the inside of the stud. By code, they have to run through the studs, and preferably wood studs, or use at least armored cable. Believe this? You see absolute no screws in here whatsoever, okay? Joined by this little piece of 2x4, which obviously is just going to not make to cut this and run the wires like this, because what they didn't do was feed it up through the stud. Incorrect again. You don't want metal near the electrical line. Why? Because you're going to get into the hot line and energize the whole metal system. If you're going to use metal studs, you're supposed to use a Kelly screw at this point. It's a 1/4 inch small screw. And the idea is that it is 100% threaded. A drywall screw is not. So by the time you put that together, what it does is it gives it flimsy. See how that moves? Anytime you have anything flimsy and you're gonna drywall over it, what does it do? It's gonna break all your seals in no time whatsoever. Here's the electrical running through the corner. Very, very sharp corners. I'm telling you, all I have to do is slide my finger down that, I will cut my finger. The shower is right here. This is the wet zone, this is the water. So we have electrical, plumbing, metal, all in an area. A box right at the bottom of a tap. Think about that. What happens if this leaks and sprays out to the box? Let's keep it safe. I want to stay alive. I'm sure you want to stay alive. And this is not the way, this is not safe. Sean likes it when he gets his hammer and he can smash things. He just takes away the frustration. Well, that's good for a body. One sign of bad wiring will tell me everything is wrong. One sign. Oh, we need a proper wire clamp here that holds it and protects it away from the sharp metal. Does that look safe to anybody? Absolute improper grounding, not secured to nothing, completely illegal, completely dangerous. I knew we'd find that. Not accessible. Oh my God, the whole thing's coming down. Look at this. I don't care about the lights anymore. We're gonna go new. Another hidden junction point. Oh yeah, you ever want to get your cable? You're not gonna find it once you drive all over it. Another junction point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 junction points. 7. There's 7 junction points. If there's ever a problem, how do you find out where it is? More than likely, based on what we see, it's gonna be at every single one of them. How do you get to that junction point? So I'm gonna disconnect and make it safe. No wire protection. This is just unbelievable. Not only was it concealed, okay, it's not grounded to the box. There's your ground right there. I would rather use a safer light, to be honest with you. I want to see a plastic housing on the outside so you can't get electrocuted by accident.
Hey, Holmesy, where do you think they are venting this?
Oh, is that you?
Yeah. Right here where the vent is ducted,
Over?
under.
Well, metal studs are not cheaper. It's the equivalent cost to wood studs. The idea of using metal studs is speed. They can drop in the bottom plate, drop in the top plate, throw in the studs, and just drop in a couple of screws. When it comes down to it, it isn't a ton faster. It is nowhere near as strong. You can't hang up beautiful wall mirrors. You can't hang up anything because there really is no strength in this. It's a very low gauge. Okay. Now we start new. Isn't that strange? He's got a T here. Yeah. If that's downhill, what do we have incoming? Now I'm going to take this face and I'm going to turn it into what it should have been. Let's just get the rest of these screws down. Today I'd like to get the studding done if we can. I've already torn everything out. We're gonna pull all this up. I wanna see which way the drain is running in the floor, and we'll determine it from this point. We're gonna put the bathroom over there. Completely abnormal that I find a neo-angle shower stall well in place. You just don't see this. So they did that so well. Look at the tiles popping up here. And I should not be able to pull them up that easy. Jackhammer it is. What they did was they went over top of the paint so you can see that it just peeled up. Not to mention, they lay a level pad to do a level floor, and as you can tell by looking at this, it's extremely unlevel. It actually pools right in this spot right here, runs down here. And that's the way it should be. Very hard to pull up right here. I tell you, each and every time I come in and do a job like this, the only thing I can be thankful for is that they didn't know what they were doing. It makes it easier for me to pull it up. But it's still a waste of money no matter how you look at it. At this point, what I really want to break open is this area here to determine where the drain is, where he's tied in. It's not even concrete, it's just a cement sand mix. What I'm looking for is to see where he's tied into the drain, because I don't want to start just cutting the floor everywhere. I want to know exactly where it is.
We're on a corner lot here, so you're not sure which way the main drain's going to be. Is that what you're
Well, this is an older area, and the weeping, they actually sump pump it right to the ditch. There's a sump pump in the corner here. Now, the main sewage line will not obviously go into the ditch. That's why I think it's a possibility it's running to the front of the house, not to the side of the house. Want to see where it's going. Oh, he put a T in the floor here.
A T?
Yeah, it's got a T. Why? There's the weeping drain in the center here. It's the only one in the area. The angle of the T is running that way, which diverts the water that way, yet we have an incoming, which tells me if that's downhill, what do we have incoming? Right near the front door, to the right of the front door, see if there's a downspout in the ground.
This is the area approximately in the basement where we see where they did that cutout, but there's no evidence of a downspout going here, so it looks like there must be a weeper, and they've tied into the weeper that's leading out to the main drain. I think that they've tied the weeper in.
Normally they don't run that back into the house. They tie it on the outside of the house.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to break open the floor and see what the hell he's done here. It does look like it's leaking, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, there's lots of water there somewhere.
Just keep breaking it till we find that connection. I hate guessing, but at this point, you know, it's easy for me to say, okay, we have a line coming out, where does it go? Plus we have to tie this in. And he hasn't broke the floor over here. My guess is he's tied it all into here. I'll tell you in a second, and he did. Look at that. That's exactly what he did. So he's put a Y, a reducer down to a 2-inch line. This runs right over to the shower. So that tells me that's not vented. Well, I have to find out more. I have to break up the floor. What did he replace here? Why did he dig this trench? Now, this is supposedly weeping. So how far do I gotta check? Well, there's no doubt in my mind, not only do I have to inspect the sewage line, I'm gonna have to make sure we fully inspect the weeping line. We do not want both to mix, that's for sure. I need to see it a little more here like this so we can dig down right here and find out what this is.
This is independent of this black
Yeah, and it should be. I have a lower line here. That tells me it's running this way.
Well, that tells you that's weeper. That's weeper. The one over there's weeper. They're tied into the main drain wherever they're picking up over here.
Goes over to the sump pump and sumped out. Okay, I'm fine with that. We're gonna have to pop up the tray, access more to see what he's done here. Oh, it should be that hard to take anything apart. Well, it's just funny to see such a crisscross of plumbing here. You just never see it this way. But for some strange reason, he's come around the wall rather than going underneath it. So he probably even confused himself when he got in here and went, what the hell's going on here?
What have I done?
We're just getting going on the walls here. Got Benj and Sean studding the walls while we're getting the rest of this plumbing exposed. We are on day 3 here, and Ben just put up some studded walls here. I've had Des cut up on the rest of the floor. It's turned into a mess. It wasn't just these guys, it was whoever did this before.
Before them, yeah.
You know, things we have to deal with, but we'll make it happen. We also have Sandy coming in around 10:30, so we should try and get ready for him. You know, he can start the walls, but we got to get these bulkheads up. We want to make sure we use sill gasket underneath our 2x4 for a couple of reasons. One, we don't want the concrete to touch our bottom 2x4 plate. Why? Because concrete is porous, can actually, especially in a high water zone in this area, can absorb the water through the concrete and rot the bottom plate. It also acts as a thermal barrier, in other words, an insulation underneath the wood. So we'll hit one more screw there, we'll move the stud over and we'll set up with a top plate, give us a guide for the bulkhead here. Come out around the ductwork because it goes round here. I had to come out this distance to catch that straight to here, so our ceiling's straight and I don't have a little corner here. I don't want that corner. So we'll now come out from here, shoot straight across at this point.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing, Sandy?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Are you by yourself or?
No, Alfonso's coming.
Alfonso's coming?
Yep.
Okay, it's fairly simple. We're just trying to get, we had some plumbing issues here, so
Okay.
we've kind of slowed us down here.
Is there any loads, special loads, special treadmill? It's going to be a weight room.
There is a treadmill, but it's right in there. That's, as far as I'm concerned, it's just a standard 15 amp or...
Yeah, some of them are a little bit heavier, so they may need like a separate circuit.
That's why you're here. That's a really good point.
How about inside the washroom?
Washroom, I think we'll just do a standard center light, one over the sink, and maybe a shower light.
Okay.
Normally, we want to see the switches on the inside of the bathroom. That way, no kids can play with the switches while you're in the bathroom. But in this case, it's just her and her son, and we don't want switches so close to the shower stall. I want the door to swing in, so it means we can't have switches on that side, so now we're going to the outside. This is one of the greatest tools we've ever invented. It saves us simple transit that we've got to actually mark the whole room. I save probably an hour in trying to level this out to make it really good. And even then, even though you try to level it on such a span, it's never perfect. This makes it perfect. One push of a button lines the room for me. And now I can determine the lowest point of the ductwork and make everything that I do with the bulkhead perfectly level to the rest of the area. If you have trouble in the lighting to see the light, they supply you the glasses, and look at that, I can see it clear as day. That's just beautiful. Yeah, I have one stud left. I'm gonna put that one in here. We're gonna have to pick up a few more to bulk in this corner for the toilet. And we'll have the plumber come in because he missed today. Not a big deal. There's already a lot of people in here, but we'll bring him back in here and get this passed and get it closed in. Start insulating vapor barrier. And we're there. I'm feeling good. All the electrical's done. Gotta like it.
Because all this tissue started to come out.
That's right.
Is that right?
When he poured down the sink, all this came
This is
shooting
tissue
out.
that was in the drain.
This is coming from the upstairs washroom.
Right.
Backing up.
Right.
Man.
That's not a good sign. Good morning. Well, here we go. From a bathroom in the wrong position to absolute wrong plumbing. So, I think what we're going to do today is bring in a scope guy, and we're going to scope down the drain and find out where it's going, what the problem is inside it. And this way we'll have a video. We'll be able to see everything on the inside. And at the same token, we'll bring in Todd, and he's going to do all the new plumbing today.
They had put a drain right in the top of the sump pit over there and thought, I guess if the pump shut off, that if the tank filled up, that it would then drain down into this white drain, which is supposed to be some weeping tile. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is here in the middle. And it's all sloping, towards the middle where this floor drain is And so this is sloping this way, that is sloping the other way. There's no way for it to go. You can see the toilet paper has come out there, but I get the funny feeling, the stack being over there, that this drain actually looks like it might be pointing the wrong direction. They maybe put a Y in backwards. So what was happening when the drain was backing up, being that none of these joints were tight, you know, the effluent was actually flowing down this weeping tile, going into that sump pit and being pumped out on the front lawn.
Okay, so what do you want to do first?
I guess we'll get the drain guys and the camera guys in, and we'll take a scope of the drain, see what we can find out.
Good day, sir.
Hey,
Mike, what's your name?
Stuart.
Stuart.
Mac Plumbing.
How you doing, Stuart?
And Mike.
Mike? That's an easy name.
Nice to see you.
Well, if you're going to do something right, you bring in the right guys. Now, what they're doing is they're running in 15-foot lengths so they can determine approximately where this problem is. They'll have a cutter on the end, which will really just go through and clean it all the way down. What we want to do is clear the pass, then we'll run the scope down, and we'll find out exactly where this drain is, what the hell they've done. It's more or less like an operation here. We're going to run in a scope down your body and see where the tumor is.
He's putting the drain machine down there, and it's actually pushing the big wad of toilet paper out that old connection where the old bathroom was tied into.
It's going down. There we go. So we're taking out the clog.
27 feet.
We know when we're using the camera at approximately 30 feet, we're going to look for what was causing the obstruction.
We're going to run this camera right down that drain, and we're going to see everything to do with this drain.
I see all this build up here.
Yeah, well, what kind of pipe is that?
This has got to be either clay pipe. It's definitely not PVC pipe. See this here?
All kinds of corrosion.
Looks like.
That's probably the block you just took out?
Yeah.
Well, the constant run of water is a concern to me, which says more than likely weeping is tied into this. Am I correct?
Yes.
Or their connection isn't tight, right? And it's just draining in.
Okay, so here, we're 25 feet. That's the one we cleared.
Oh my God, look at that. It doesn't look bad, other than highly corroded.
So we're at 40 feet now, almost.
And we have a tie in here. This is probably going to outside?
Yep.
Now, if we run a spinner brush down there, that'll help clean it? Well, at least it's in the right run, and now that we know we can actually clean that and I don't have to break up the floor in the other side of this house, we should be able to locate that outside now, eh?
Yeah, we can go outside, locate it, and then we'll know where we are outside.
Okay, let's do that. We have the locator, which is going to now pick up the signal from the camera.
The camera transmits signals.
And we'll find out exactly where that's sitting, right?
It'll tell us where it is and how deep. We're getting close when you start to hear the beeping.
Very good. You're going to need another quarter for this.
Yeah. You hear the beeping, that tells you you're really close. And now what we want to do is find the highest number here and the lowest number here. This is the transmission signal, and this is the depth. Right now our camera is right here.
And we're
7 feet 11 inches deep, yeah.
That's good. Okay, now what do we do?
We shut it off and we go back and snake it back out and clear that drain. Nice tram.
No glue in there either.
I guess he didn't glue this joint. Maybe he didn't feel it necessary because it was underground or something. Once again, I think the effort was there. He just didn't have the knowledge.
They call it a shark tooth cutter. You can see it's got like saw teeth on it. And as it spins through the drain, it cuts away any
corrosion.
debris that's
And that's pretty hard corrosion too, eh?
It's quite a bit of calcium buildup.
Right. So we're gonna run this 100 feet?
We're gonna run it 115 feet and make sure that we're right out to the city main.
Okay.
I like to go semi-slow so we make sure we get good coverage.
I'll tell you, this is the best $250 you could ever spend. Flat rate, $250. They'll come in, clean your drains, run the scope down, let you know. You got to think about this. Just say you put down electric floor heating, ceramic tile, granite tile, $10,000 floor in your basement, and you have a problem with your weeping. Now you got to ruin all that to fix it. So for $250, you do this first, know your drains are fine, scope it out, clean it out, and then do your new flooring. It's not wasted money.
Is our work done here?
Your work is done.
Yep.
Thank you,
Mike.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you. It was very nice to meet you.
Yep.
We're just trying to get ready to, to get the drains back in, and and hopefully get at least this stack tied back in before the customer comes home so she has a running toilet to use when she arrives in.
Come on, put your hand.
Oh, okay, this end.
Okay. Well, we have a bit of a
Problem.
It looks like a lake, doesn't it?
Up.
Really dug it up. Well,
Really?
we're right to the sump pump right now.
It's quite taken back a little bit to see everything taken up off the floor, but it has to be done, right?
We called in a specialist to do a cleaning of your sin right out to the street. So not only that, we actually ran down a scope down your drainage to determine where everything was tied in, as well as to make sure we cleared all the blockages. There was 4 blockages was in your main pipes.
The day the city inspector came, the plumber came to talk to him so that we wouldn't have to dig it up. But now I realize it's more because of maybe the work that he did versus that just to go through the hassle of ripping the floor up again.
This has turned not only from a bathroom in the wrong position to one hell of an issue on the plumbing.
Yeah, I can see. From what Mike has shown me, I think that definitely what this person did magnified the problem versus what he was supposed to be doing. What he was telling me was that everything was going to be much better.
I think Barb was a little stunned to the point knowing that had she have let the guys finish, it wouldn't have worked. She would have had a lot of problems.
So I'm glad that Mike opened it up. I'm glad that all this will be fixed and I won't have to worry about it.
All right, Todd, it looks like your headaches are almost over. But I'll tell you, mine's just beginning. All right, isn't this nice? No more muck. We're just getting ready to finish the plumbing in the bathroom, then we'll get this drywalled and get going on that shower stall.
Just roughing in the basin here and getting the venting up and through and over to the vent stack there. Well, a lot of people assume that, you know, the venting is there and they think it's there to take the odor out of the pipe, but the venting is actually there to let air into the system so that you know, if you don't have a vent on a drain, for instance, if you took like a pop bottle upside down and it would sort of gloop, gloop, gloop because it can't get air in from the bottom when it was draining. And when you get a sink that doesn't have a vent on it, you filled it up with water and let it drain, it would almost drain the same sort of way. But when you have a vent on there, it allows it to take some air when it's draining, so it drains properly.
Well, now that we're vented, let's get that return air in the bathroom. A lot of people do not tape their joints, but you know what? If we can stop any air leakage, I'm in. The tape's there, it's easy to put up. If you notice, I'm using a metal tape and not your standard duct tape, which is 1,001 uses except for ductwork. See, here we go. That duct tape is not sticking. So I'm gonna replace that. That's what we don't want for ductwork. We can use it for anything else except for ductwork.
This is IPEX, which is a plastic tubing, which, you know, it's newer on the market. You know, it's a new product for a lot of plumbers now. I myself only use plastic water pipe. I'm a firm believer that it's far better than copper. You know, it's easier to run, it's faster, you're gonna get better water distribution from it.
Can we keep the shower head nice and high? This guy's 6'3".
I always keep them nice and high.
Excellent.
Well done.
In the last couple of days, they got most of the drywall up, and that way we can get going on the plastering. This is the feeling good stage. This is where we don't have any more headaches. We just finish it. I really chose to use a concrete board in the shower stall. You know, we have more and more worries nowadays of the mold, so now we're making it 100% mold-free. So it's just all there is to it. From now on, all our shower stalls are concrete board with the membrane. Yeah, normally with drywall, you'd use drywall screws, but they can rust. So we're using an exterior screw that will not rust. It's just a wiser move.
Making a jamb for the French doors that are going in. They don't make those from in the factory, so we're making one here.
You know, they just haven't used the proper, you know, connections to tie the drain in. Plus, they have the drain, you know, right in front of the window, which would have been pretty easy at the time to just run the drain a little bit lower. Easy to fix, so we'll take care of that for her.
We got a coat of plaster up, we got the plumbing done. I'm not leaving until we finish drywalling this bathroom so we can get the waterproof on tomorrow. We'll tile it Wednesday, we should be priming. Feeling good, we're gonna finish this soon. You start to close it in, you really start to see what it looks like. This is working out, we're a little hollow right now, we don't have carpet in, but we're working on that. The bathroom is completely ready now for the shower stall. Look at the size of this. If you see this, this is a nice big shower stall. I like it. I like it a lot. It's gonna look really good. This is a watertight shower in a box. You're gonna like it. Well, this kit is based on a 4 foot by 4 foot shower stall, and the beauty of it is that I can actually cut it to fit anything I want. All I'm using the gravel for at this point is a filler. I can use sand, I can use anything to fill this area, and then I'll do a scratch coat over top. Really, talk about an easy product to work with. You just put down the thin set, put the foam tray in place, the depth of it was cut earlier, and then just fill in the sides. Just filling the sides to extend it to 5 feet, because we have a 4 by 4 shower stall floor. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This kit costs about $500, but I tell you, it's the most the smartest $500 you're ever going to spend. It takes about a day to install it, because you have to set your drain, you have to set your tray, your curbing, and do this in a procedure. But you know, by the end of the day, you can either start tiling or wait till the next day, which I prefer to wait till the next day. I want it 100% dry. Okay, Benj, you want to get the other 2 sides going? I'll start cleaning up, and we'll prep this for tomorrow.
Okay.
These were cut to fit this bathroom.
That's some of the nicest slate I've ever seen. Look at that.
This is like 50 million years old.
Just gorgeous.
Day 5, let me tell you, this is gorgeous. Does this stand out? I can't wait to see this done. This is Benj. Great job,
yeah,
buddy.
It's coming, eh, Mike? Yeah, it's really gorgeous stuff to work with. Just now in the process of coming out this way from the shower stall and just lining up the black one into the middle.
And this little black effect, that really
works.
works.
Yeah, it's worked out good. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's gorgeous.
This has got to be the finest bathroom we've done at this size. We're just getting everything sanded now. We're getting ready to prime everything, get the painters in. We'll prime it, and then they can go ahead and paint it. We'll just try and jump the gun and help them out. We're trying to have this done for Monday. Monday's going to be a hell of a day, let me tell you, because we have the carpet people coming in, the mirror guys, the shower door guys, the electrician. Everyone's going to be here on Monday, so it's going to be a bit of a circus. But by the end of the day, we're done. We're going to the next one. She's going to love this. She's going to love this. Last day. Today we get the house back. Oh, we get the basement back anyways. Right now, Sean's priming the doors in the old bathroom. Got the mirror guys in, the carpet will be installed today. Get that nice big 4x4 mirror here, complete mirrored wall there. Get the stereo in, the TV. How we doing, Craig?
Good, Mike. How you doing?
Pretty damn good, and that look nice. That's not so bad. I expected it was going to be a harder day, so still a lot to do here. I mean, you know, we got a lot of glass, mirror, carpet, electrical. There's still a lot to do, but not as bad as I expected. I'm just getting all the high stuff off the floor. You're getting ready to put the carpet in. We're going to put in the underlay under the carpet simply because we're using a commercial grade carpet. We want to soften it a bit. It's going to be good. Now, it's important you do research on the different types of carpet out there. For example, this carpet here, it's a very strong, durable carpet. It will last for years. However, you got to be careful what type of vacuum you use on it. You use a vacuum with a beater brush on the end, it could grab a strand of the carpet and make it run. As usual.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you.
These are 2 pot lights that are going in to reflect the mirror that's going to be on the wall.
I just got to send Sean back to the store. We need a ceiling light here, a light above the vanity, and we need one more covering plate for the pot light. We got an awful lot of bodies in this house. We're going to be done soon. We're just on the last stages here. We're running a little late, but that doesn't surprise me because these days are a little hairy. But last minute things, do a quick cleanup. Todd's just finishing in the bathroom, so we'll get everything scrubbed down, vacuumed, get all the tools out of here. And then we'll bring it back. You all done, Todd?
Yeah, that's a wrap.
I thank you. We'll see you on the next one.
Alrighty.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
A few little wipe ups, and we're out of here. Okay, ready? Come on in.
Oh, wow. Nice. Nice color.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at Fred. Very nice.
Now, I don't know if this is exactly the way you want it laid out, but I just put it here this way, and I thought maybe you could do your workout in front of this mirror. I didn't like your other TV.
No.
So I went and bought you one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I bought you a stand. When I leave, it looks right to me, and that's what I do. So if I got to go get a TV and a TV stand, or I've got to do a little bit of extra painting, or whatever it takes to make my job look right when I leave, I'll do. Now let me tell you a little bit about this. Once we had pulled down the drywall and took a look at it, the electrical was an absolute nightmare. So everything came down, the metal studs, the electrical. We just started all over again. We had a hell of a time with the plumbing and the floor. So we have fixed absolutely everything.
You did a fantastic job.
Bad, eh?
Yeah.
Nice little touch with the mirrors.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
We even set you up with a surround sound 5.1 system. So when you get tired of this, we have the jacks in behind it. These are the main master jacks, which lead to all the other 4 jacks.
Mm-hmm. You'll never leave now.
No.
Jeez.
You want to see that bathroom?
I'm dying to see the bathroom.
Fred's been waiting for the wash.
Well, you are the tall one, and you were the one we had to consider. This was too short for you, right? Why would you put the bathroom in a spot with such a low ceiling when you had such a huge room? Was it because it was close to the plumbing? It doesn't matter where the plumbing is. You tie into it. You have to do it to code. It just doesn't matter. But it shows in experience because they didn't realize they could have put it somewhere else. Come on.
Oh my God. Look at this, Fred.
Oh.
Jeez. This is
This is
more than fantastic.
Yeah, this is slate from Brazil.
It's beautiful.
Behind the door,
Oh,
we even did
nice.
slate shelves. We have heat coming into the floor.
Look at the floor. It's beautiful.
I love this floor.
Oh,
I chose to do
God.
a black look all the way through, directly up.
Oh, that is so nice. I'm not kidding, isn't it?
This is incredible.
Yeah. I'm moving downstairs.
Nice, yeah.
You be upstairs.
She really, truly loved it, and I think she is going to take the downstairs and move her son upstairs. We can get everybody in here. Look at this, everybody.
Everyone's in the
And you've
shower.
been under there, eh?
Oh my
I'm getting a
God.
little uncomfortable though, I'm not gonna lie.
This is beautiful.
This shower.
It is fantastic.
That would be the old iron, that layers of iron that got into the stone. That's why it colors it a little bit of red. Isn't that something?
This is beautiful. It really, really is.
I've never been this excited to shower before.
I can't believe it. This is so nice. You're a very fortunate guy, friend.
I certainly am.
And it all started out as a total disaster.
Oh, awful.
I always wonder why people jump on the cheapest quote, why they try and do it the cheapest way. Yet in all other aspects of life, cars, buying the house, they'll pay the high price. They'll pay the right price.
Thank you so much.
You are
I mean,
welcome. You are welcome.
I mean that. Thank you.
Welcome. Fred, pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
I hope you have fun with it.
I certainly will.
Keep smiling.
Well, bottom line here, the job's done right. They're extremely happy, which makes me feel good. Now I can go home and sleep. Now I can go on to the next one.
We'll take that PVC and ABS as well. Another great job.
Another one, we're gonna do that.
See, Holmesy. All right, Benjamin. Have a great weekend.
Guys,
See you next week.